try this again. Since the audio files didn't want to seem to work, let's try Mr. Video. Kathy's here. Say hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Say hi to Jackie and Frank.
Hi, Jackie and Frank.
Actually, this will be to the whole YouTube world,
Hi,
shall
YouTube
we?
world.
Yeah, so here we go. Frank, you can use the video too, I don't care. Hello! And welcome to Splatter Chatter Theater! Or Splatter Chatter Radio! Yes! I am Dr. Gruesome! And the host of Splatter Chatter Radio is none other than the gruesome Franklin E. Wales. So take it away, Mr. Wales, on Splatter Chatter Theater, or Splatter Chatter Radio, the only radio that bleeds. Woo. Well, hey, it's Joel Weinkoop, and I want to welcome you all to Splatter Chatter Radio with my good friend and host, Mr. Franklin E. Wales. It is the only radio show that bleeds. I think Alice Cooper made a song about that. It went, only radios bleed. Only radios bleed. Well, only radios bleed. Only radios bleed. Oh, wait a minute. It was radios or women something. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's take it away. It's Joel Weinkoop sending you on a gruesome discovery of cool things with Franklin E. Wales on Splatter Chatter Radio. Hey, it's Joel Weinkoop. I want to welcome you to Splatter Chatter Radio. That's right, with my good friend and host, Mr. Franklin E. Wales. Here it is. It's Splatter Chatter Radio, and it's coming at you next. The only radio show that bleeds. Well, hello! Yes, boys and girls of all ages. It's time, once again, for Splatter Chatter Radio with your host, Mr. Franklin E. Wales. That's right. It's that time again. Splatter Chatter Radio in 3D. Whoa! That's scary stuff, boys and girls. And now, here's your host, Mr. Franklin E. Wales, on Splatter Chatter Radio! Hey, it's Splatter Chatter Radio with your host, Mr. Franklin E. Wales. I'm Joel Weinkoop saying, let's listen to Frank and see what he's got to say right here on Splatter Chatter Radio. Hey, it's Joel Weinkoop, King of the Movie. Whoa, hey! Hey, it's Joel Weinkoop, King of the B movies, from such movies as Creep, Killing Spree, Truth or Dare, Lost Faith, Wicked Games, Rot, Brain Robbers from Outer Space, Light of Blood, Brain Jacked, Always Midnight, Alien Agenda, Stop Dead, Not of This World, Jan Gel, The Beast from the East, Serial Killer, Dirty Cop No Donut, Dirty Cop No Donut 2, Dirty Cop Special Edition, The Raging Bells, Dead Body Man Chronicles, Strip Club Slasher, Stop Dead. Wow, and all kinds, and also up and coming in August, Herschel Gordon Lewis's The Uh-Oh Show. I'm not here to tell you about me, I'm here to tell you about my good friend and talk show host, Mr. Franklin E. Wales, right here on Splatter Chatter Radio. Hey, it's Joel Weinkoop. You've been listening to my good friend, Mr. Franklin Wales, the host of Splatter Chatter Radio. We'll be lurking for you next time. And now, it's time for Splatter Chatter Radio with your host, Mr. Franklin E. Wales. the radio show that bleeds. And now, it's time for Franklin E. Wales, the host of Splatter, Chatter, Theater. And now, it's time for your host, Mr. Franklin E. Wales, on Splatter, Chatter, Radio. Yeah! Hey, it's Joel Wynkoop from the television show Joel D. Wynkoop's The Other Side and the Joel Wynkoop Show. I'm here not to tell you about myself, but I'm here to tell you about my good friend, Mr. Franklin E. Wales. Franklin E. Wales is, of course, the author of the awesome book Booger and many more. Also, he's a personal good friend of mine. He's a cool dude. He's now got his own talk show, and he is the host, and it is called Splatter, Chatter, Radio. And it's coming up next, so stick around. And now, it's time for Splatter, Chatter, Radio with your host, Mr. Franklin E. Wales. The only radio show that bleeds. It's time for Splatter, Chatter, Radio with your host, Mr. Franklin E. Wales, the radio show that bleeds all over you, and you get all wet, and it's gooky and sticky, and it's red, and it's you'll probably have to take a shower once the show is done. Oh, gotta run. Here comes Franklin E. Wales with an axe. No, Mr. Wales, I'm sorry. I'm a bloody mess. Here's your host, Mr. Franklin E. Wales.